What are your thoughts on Sammy Sosa? I'll be honest. I'm going to tell you mine, just to throw it out there. I wish that
you lead off first.
Well, I didn't play with him, So I mean, and I don't want to lead you in any direction. I don't know him personally. He's not one of the Cubs that I ever met, but.
Yeah.
But to me, I'm from like kind of a forgiving spot, and maybe it didn't end well with him, but I had so many great moments watching him play. I've asked Coon Dog about him, and he liked him as a teammate, and it just kind of seems sad to me that we don't ever see him anymore. But you know him, that's different to me. I didn't play with him. I wasn't in the clubhouse, so
the whole situation's sad. And I'm not just talking about him. I'm talking about all the other guys that got thrown underneath the bus. And let me backtrack on that. When you throw a bunch of these guys in front of the cameras and they want them to confess to taking things, Mark McGwire is the first one that stands out. He was the first one that came out to where, the media really scrutinized him on, you are taking stuff. You've been taking this. What is this? Why are you doing? I mean, look, the bottom line is there was no rules set in place.
Right.
For these
How was
guys.
that for you as a pitcher? You got to face these guys.
I had no problem with it.
You didn't care.
I didn't care. Did
you know they were like a lot of guys were?
I mean,
when Barry Bonds came out and he looked like a superhero.
It's obvious. I mean, you see
who killed you? That was like one of those guys the most as a pitcher.
To be honest, we didn't.
None of them.
You
changed him up a little bit, didn't you? Hit him with the slider.
I felt I was very successful against the power hitters, and I mean they got their home runs or whatever, but. That is something, and I'll probably get a lot of heat for this. I can't believe you said that, or but I'm a believer in that. If you don't have rules implemented at the time, because obviously I'm a true believer that I feel like Major League Baseball knew this was going on, and
they had to know.
Yeah,
I mean,
they you're.
When it's not entertaining, how do you?
I mean,
well, they're about the money. I mean, let's be honest.
Baseball was in a bad area after the strike.
Right.
I think there's been stuff going on for years before that. But if you're not going to implement something that's not in the rule book, I mean, who's to say, somebody off the street's not going to come off and, if you got a chance to make, $5-10 million a year, you're going to do your damnedest to make that money. I mean, I'm sorry, that's just human nature.
Mm-hmm.
And what they've done to Sammy, I had no problems with Sammy Sosa.
You were there for some of his amazing stuff,
seasons. Man. Yeah, I mean, did he love the attention? Obviously,
well, who wouldn't?
But
what's the most amazing thing you saw him do? Hit one like off the building across
I think it was just his batting practices. I mean, it would be the same with McGwire. I mean, just watching those guys, the way they would just effortlessly hit the ball. I mean, I saw him clear lights in Minute Maid Park or in Milwaukee Brewers Stadium.
Yeah, right.
Hitting them way up there in the lights. I mean,
whatever they call it now.
I mean, these are fine.
They change the name all the time, right?
They got names up there for those guys.
Yeah, right.
Sammy had no problem. I mean, obviously, was he probably on some stuff?
I mean, come
maybe.
on.
I mean, I'm going to leave that for people's judgment.
Yeah, right.
But it is what it is. It's a shame on how all that took place is where I'm going to leave it at. I think it's unfair to those guys. And that's just it. Great guy. Great guy.
Yeah.
From the outside looking in, the one that stands out to me the most is Rafael Palmeiro when he pointed and said,
I met him last year.
I mean, I'm sure he's a great guy.
Well, I mean, his son played on a team, and he just happened to be in there. I talked to him. But, yeah, I mean, like that was finish your thought, yeah.
Yeah, when he pointed and just said, I've never taken steroids, and then it all comes out.
Yeah.
That was right about.
What do you do, though, in that spot?
I know. Well, the problem in that situation is, like you said, the media is probably just poking him nonstop, and he's finally tired of it, and he doesn't know how to respond.
But was it really steroids or was it another drug?
Yeah, you're right.
Because there are different drugs out there for these guys. Everybody seems to think steroids is going to make you big, and I think some of the stuff these guys were taking wasn't necessarily about making them big. It was about the recovery.
Right.
Because you play through a season, 160 something games, your body's going to wear down. I mean, but the ways, these guys were responding in, August, September. I mean, it's just unheard of, especially at 38, 39 years old.
Yeah.
It's starting to catch on, so it's a shame. Do I think they all should be in the Hall of Fame? Absolutely.
Really?
I don't care. I think, it is what it is. So like I said, it's my opinion, and let's just move on from it.
Yeah, look, I mean, that's I think that what I love about doing this is that we can have a conversation. I mean, I was kind of hoping that Sammy got into the Cubs Hall of Fame this year, because there was a lot of talk about that. And you were at Cubs convention. I didn't go. I think I'm going next year. I've been to a ton of them, and it would have been such a great pop to have Sammy kind of back in the mix again. I know that, but on this channel, me saying that, you saying that, there's going to be people that are going to be like dead set against it.